Hello.
Hello. Are you able to listen me?
Yeah, now I can see. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can maintain computer. We were studying about how to maintain the computer, how we will maintain external parts of the computer, how we will maintain internal parts of the computer, and what are the liquids and how we can maintain the computer, how we can clean external and internal parts of the computer without damaging any parts which is either inside or outside. Okay. So we'll see placement. So we will, whenever we are maintaining the computer, we should take care of external parts of the computer, and we should use the methods for keeping the inside of the case problem free. And we will see in this chapter how to keep data inside the hard drive safe.
Yeah.
Placement of wires and devices, secure electrical connection. So the power supply inside the case take electricity from the wall socket and transform it into the electricity the computer uses. This
Use.
is the power supply. Although the power supply can connect directly into a wall socket, some people use surge suppressor to make sure computer is protected from electrical surges. So always surge suppressor is a is a technique, we can say it is a tool which is used to protect our computing devices whenever power supplies fluctuate.
Yeah.
So because of that, various internal computing devices may fail or may damage. So to avoid that, generally we are using surge suppressor, which is used to provide uniform electricity to our computing devices. Like we are using UPS. So UPS always providing continuous uniform amount of electricity to our computing devices. So if there
Yeah.
is direct power is fluctuating, then it will not affect our computing devices. So what is the role of surge suppressor? Surge suppressor ensure only proper power makes it to the computer. It means it provides uniform flow of power, yeah, current to our
Yep.
computing devices.
Yep.
Proper cleaning material. So whenever we are cleaning internal components, a mouse, keyboard, anything, we should always use soft cloth to clean the computer, and we should not use a normal vacuum cleaner. Instead, we should use electrostatic. Use a vacuum cleaner or soft cloth to clean the case, mouse and keyboard. Never use a vacuum cleaner inside the case unless it is anti-static. So whenever we are cleaning inside part of the computer, like see, we are cleaning the internal inside component of the CPU, then we should use anti-static vacuum cleaner. We should not use normal vacuum cleaner. It will damage the internal component like hard disk, motherboard. Dirty computer can be cleaned in a standard dishwasher on the second shelf with no soap, but certain the keyboard is completely dry before using it. Whenever you
Yeah.
are suppose you are washing, you are cleaning your keyboard with some water, you should first make sure it's dry. Then you should use that keyboard with the computer. You should connect the keyboard with computer. Standard glass cleaner should never be used on typical LCD screen because it has a chemicals which can melt the screen. So chemicals in the cleaner can ruin the screen, can melt the screen. Monitor cleaner are available for use with LCD screen. Removable media. With the removable media such as CDR and DVD discs, you need to take care not to scratch, crack, or warp the media when cleaning. So it should be cleaned very carefully without making any scratch mark on the removable media, especially CD and DVD discs. Otherwise, it will not work. And you should always use soft, damp cloth to wipe to clean the removable media and wipe from the inside edge to the outside edge with a straight movement.
Yep.
If a CD or DVD appears to be having problem properly reading or writing to the media, the drive should be cleaned. So whenever you are inserting your CD or DVD inside the CD and DVD drive, and if not working properly, then you should clean the media and drive. Then you should use. Maybe it not working due to dust. Commercially available devices are available to properly maintain CD, DVD, media as well as drives. If the drive optics get dirty, it can cause drives to completely fail. So, lens cleaners can be inserted into a drive and will clean the drive automatically. So, to clean the CD and DVD media, we can use lens cleaners, which will clean the drive.
Lens cleaner.
Yeah, lens cleaner. CD DVD media with excessive scratches can be resurfaced with disc repair devices. Disposal consideration. Most computer component manufacturers have adopted the restriction of hazardous substances directive to make the product more environmentally friendly by regulating the use of toxic substances such as lead, mercury, and cadmium. So, whenever we are disposing or computing related equipment, we should be very careful because it contains a lot of hazardous substances inside monitor and inside the battery. So we should be very careful whenever we are disposing our computing equipment because it's like maybe after 2 or 4 years your computing component will not work. So you have to dispose somehow. So you should dispose in such a way it should not affect our environment. So we will see later how computing devices is affected by external environment and how external environment affects our computing devices like dust and rain, all this can affect our computing devices, can damage computing devices. Same way, substances which are used to make the computers and computing related components like mouse, keyboard, all this, monitor, LCD, DVD, all this. So this also contains various hazardous substances which is not good for our environment.
Yep.
Older CRT monitor have been replaced by LCD monitor to reduce the amount of lead used in manufacturing because CRT monitor uses more amount of lead compared to LCD. Whenever you are disposing this monitor, it will create more pollution in our air, in our environment, surrounding environment. That is not good for our health. Indirectly, it will affect our health. So we should try to use LCD monitor instead of CRT monitors to make our environment, our surrounding neat and clean and fresh. Always follow proper recycling guidelines when disposing old electronic components. So whenever it is possible, if it can be recycled, so try to recycle the your old computer, yeah, computing equipment. It maybe you can recycle it in some institution. Yeah, you can donate it someone who don't have instead of destroying it in your surrounding, which creates bad effect on your health. Inside the case, see this is the these are the components which are inside the CPU. Care must be taken to ensure dust and debris does not build up inside the computer case. See, so this what you are observing in this diagram.
Yep.
Your fan is so dust. There is a thick layer of dust on the fan, which is used inside the CPU to cool the processor and other computers
Yep.
to make air circulation inside the CPU. So there is a thick layer of dust is on the upper layer of this, internal components of the CPU. care must be taken to ensure dust and debris does not build up inside the computer case. So always we should clean regularly, periodically in such a way dust and debris should not be built up inside the computer case. Components can become quickly coated with dust, causing heat to build up inside the system. So what is this? This is the effect our computing equipment. How we are describing how environment can affect our computer components, because our surrounding, due to our surrounding and due to airs, dusty airs, our computer related component is affecting, their life is decreasing due to dust, because whenever dust will be coated on the top of any computing devices, it will start overheated. Whenever it will start overheating, its life will be decreasing. So components can become quickly coated with dust, causing heat to build up inside the system. Heat build up shorten component life more than any other environmental problem. So this is the way through which environment can affect computing component, computer related component. Fans should be cleaned periodically. Fans which are working for which is works as a cooling system inside the CPU, it should be cleaned frequently for proper air circulation, for proper ventilation. This is the diagram inside the CPU. You can see here there is a power supply and there is various slot for hard disk and DVD drive. Okay, there is cable, SATA and various other slots are given, but it is so dusty we cannot recognize this. Inside the case, cleaning inside the case, you have three basic options for cleaning. First, you can blow the dust out as a product called compressed air. You can use compressed air to remove the air dust which is on the top layer of internal components.
Yeah.
Second, you can pull it out using an anti-static vacuum. You can use anti-static vacuum to remove the dust from the upper layer of the internal components of the computer. Scrub it out using anti-static brush. So always use anti-static vacuum or cleaner or anti-static brush to clean the internal components of the CPU to avoid the damage of internal components. Next, missing filler plates can lead to system overheating since normal airflow through the PC is interrupted. So always filler plates should be there, because of this there will be air circulation inside the PC. If there will be no filler plates, then system will be overheated because there will be no air circulation, there will be no ventilation. Avoiding electrostatic discharge. Electrostatic discharge can permanently damage or destroy computer components inside the case. That's why whenever we are cleaning our internal components of the computer, we are using anti-static devices like anti-static this vacuum cleaner, anti-static mat we are using to keep the computing components, and we are using anti-static brush to clean the internal component of CPU. So what is electrostatic discharge? Electrostatic discharge is the transfer of static electricity from you to something you touch. It means whenever two people or two devices comes in contact of each other and they are having different electric charges, so there will be a flow of electricity from the components which has higher charge, negative charge compared to the component which has lower charge. So there is a transfer of static electricity from you to something you touch. If there is a difference in the electric charge of both devices or both equipment, average person cannot feel the effect of static electricity unless it's 2500 volts or more. So electronic components can be damaged by as little as 30 volts. avoiding ESD. How we can avoid the electrostatic discharge? Static electricity can be easily dissipated by grounding the device. We can easily avoid the static electricity by grounding the device. This gives the buildup of electrons to a place to discharge. It means all electrons will be discharged to the ground in case of grounding. Anti-static, whenever we are working on the internal components of the CPU, we are doing any repair task, anything, so we should always wear anti-static wrist strap. You can see in this diagram, this is the anti-static wrist strap. So anti-static wrist straps worn while working on computer protect the sensitive devices from static electricity. Otherwise, that device can be damaged. So we should
Yep.
be very careful whenever we are working with internal component of the CPU. Digital clutter. Windows includes several tools that helps to properly maintain your data, enabling you to quickly remove unused files, compress files to save disk space, and make backup for safekeeping. Disk
Yeah.
cleanup. These are the utility inside the Windows operating
Windows.
system.
Yep.
Disk cleanup should be run periodically to remove unneeded files from the drive. Disk utilities to launch, how we will use this disk cleanup operation. If we are using Windows 7 or any operating system, we have to go first start, then all program, then accessories, and then system tools. So inside the system tool, there is disk cleanup option. We
Yep.
can run this option to remove unwanted files. These are the steps through which we can delete unwanted file. Yeah, we can free unnecessary space which is assigned to some unwanted programs.
Yep.
Disk utilities to conserve space on system. With a small hard drive, you can maximize the available space on the drive by compressing it. We can
Pressing it. Yep.
compress the files on the drive to make more space available. This process, usually called disk compression, can make the data on drive occupy less space, though it comes at a price.
It's compression.
Compressed data has to be uncompressed for computer to use it. In practice, a compressed drive can hold more data, but the overall computing process is slow. If suppose you are having a large number of data on the D drive, it takes lot amount of space from the D drive. Only suppose 1-2 GB are left, then you can compress that drive to make more space available. But what is the drawback of this? Whenever you want to access any file from the D drive, you have to decompress that. Whenever you will decompress, it will take some time. It means your normal operation will be a little bit slower compared to whenever you are accessing your D drive to access any file without compression. So your normal routine operation will be slower to work with a compressed data.
Yep.
Next, we can take disk backup also. There are only two kinds of computer users: those who have lost data and those who will lost data. So important data should always be, you should periodically take the backup of your window files and your data which you are using in your daily routine. Window backup program will allow you to create full copies of hard drive. So with the help of window backup, you can save a copy of your hard drive. You can run the program by going to how you can go for backup operation. For this, you have to go to control panel, go to start, then control panel, then click on the backup. Then see, this is the screenshot through which you can take the backup operation. So where will it be? Hard drive and sound? No. This is the icon where you can, whenever you click on this, you will get the backup option.
Yep.
So whenever you will click, you will see a screen like this. So from here, you can set up the backup. And here is the location where you define where you want to save the copy of your drive. Either you can select external media or some other drive.
Yep.
So there are two options through which you can take backup. Either you will use the window option, or you can use the customize option. So in customize option, you will select what file and system image you want to take backup, and in case of this let window choose, it will take the backup of entire system image and data. So this is the step how you can take the backup of your data. Okay.
Yep.
So this has been completed. Now we will see about what is PAT. Did you heard about PAT?
Yeah, portable appliance testing.
Yeah. Did you study it? Do you have any idea why this test is performed?
Is to just check the equipment, whether it's working or not. If there's any faults, if there's something that needs to be added on or is not included before.
Yeah,
It's test of the whole system.
it is used generally in industry or any organization where a large number of employees are working. So
Yep.
for health and safety purpose of employees and people who are working around, we are performing the portable application appliance testing, which is applied on all the electrical equipment which may be hazardous for the health of human being. So portable appliance testing is a visual examination and electrical testing of portable electrical equipment used in industrial, commercial, or public access area and location to ensure they are safe to use and cannot present an electrical hazard to the operator or anyone in their vicinity. So this is the main aim why we need portable appliance testing. So for the purpose of health and safety of the operator who are working on the equipment or who are working around that equipment, for the safety of them, a periodic checkup and testing is performed on the equipment. If we will not perform PAT testing, what can be the issue arise? So these are the issues. First, exposure to live, because conductive parts due to damage to the outer casing of equipment. Second, worn and are frayed power cord. Second, defective, loose or missing earth or ground connection. Failure to identify and correct problems such as those listed above can result in electrical equipment becoming a shock hazard or a fire risk. So if we are not testing our electrical equipments regularly, if there is some defect, so either equipment will be failed, or people who are working around this may get electric shock, or there may be chances of fire. It may be a risk of their life also. So many of these problems can be identified visually but still often go unreported. Internal faults often go undetected. Portable appliance testing involves performing a series of tests that taken together are designed to identify any fault or product defects that would otherwise not be detected. So, by doing this periodic portable appliance testing, if suppose there is any problem in any electrical equipment, we can find out it easily. If we will not perform this, so it maybe there will be someday the fire will occur, someone get electric shock. So to avoid all this problem, we are taking periodically portable appliance testing. A portable appliance tester allows the operator to make a number of safety tests with a single instrument, including earth bond and continuity test. It is used to verify integrity of exposed metalwork on grounded appliances. Second, insulation test. It is used to check that equipment conductor are isolated from earth. Second, touch current test. It is used to check that equipment case and all exposed metal parts are isolated from earth or ground. Differentiate leakage test to measure the difference in current between live and neutral conductor during the operation. Substance or alternative leakage test. It is used to check that equipment case and all exposed metal parts are isolated from earth, ground by the use of a safe test voltage as an added protection against seriously faulted test items. So these are the some techniques, some way through which we can protect our surrounding. Yeah, we can
Yep.
protect the people who are working around from the
Yep.
electrical shock. Next, we will see green computing. Green computing, there is one topic in your syllabus. It's related to sustainability and environmental issues. We already studied a little bit, but we have to see in details sustainability. What is sustainability and what is? Can you explain what is sustainability?
Sustainability means that um, you try and you try to use less for today so you could use more for tomorrow.
Yes, correct. So we are trying to use our like electricity. You can take example of electricity. Whenever you are using in proper way, there will be your future generation can use that. So you
Yeah.
have to use in constructive way or in a way through which it can be better utilized. It should
Yeah.
not be misused.
Yeah.
So we'll see what is green computing. So it's related to that only. Sustainability, how we can better utilize our computing in such a way, how we should manufacture, how we should use, how we should dispose of computing so that it can save our surrounding and it should not affect to our environment and we should also be aware what computer equipments are very dangerous and how we can dispose them. So generally, we will see this sustainability inside the green computing. Green computing is nothing but usage of computer in a very good way, in a way, in such a way to we can use the technology as well as we should maintain our environment neat and clean. So green computing may we will study we will see environmentally responsible use of computer and related resources. So we should use our computer and related resources in such a way our environment should not be affected, should not be polluted. We should implementation of energy efficient central processing unit, servers and peripherals. So we should always use the peripheral devices, server and central processing unit, which should be
Yeah.
energy efficient and we should reduce the resource consumption and proper disposal of electronic waste. Electronic waste is also called e-waste. Yani,
Even.
whenever we are disposing our computing components which are of no use, so it is called electronic components, electronic waste, sorry. So more directly, it means using a computer or device in a way that save environment, save energy, and save money. This is called green computing. Using computer or devices in a way that save our environment, save energy, and save money. So there are four aspects of green: green use, green disposal, green design, and green manufacturing. So we'll see what is green use, minimizing the electricity consumption of computer and other devices. There are so many like whenever you are buying some fridge, so there is some rating is given on the fridge 3 star, 4 star, 5 stars like this. If you use this computer, this will take that much amount of electricity, right? So
Yep.
we can buy such kind of devices which utilize less amount of electricity.
Yeah.
Green disposal, remaking or recycling unwanted electronic component. So whenever it is possible to recycle any old computing devices, we should try to recycle it. Whenever it is possible to use internal, like if you are taking example of mobile, whenever your mobile is not working, so instead of throwing it, you can take various parts inside the mobile which can be reused.
Yeah.
So this is nothing but reusability. How you can reuse your old components. You can recycle it. Which if you will throw it, it will create e-waste. Green design. Designing energy efficient computers, server, printer, and other digital devices. To try to design any equipment which is energy efficient.
Yeah.
Next, green manufacturing. Minimize the waste during the manufacturing of computer and other subsystems. The manufacturer should take care of whenever it manufactures any computing equipment or any electronic equipment. It should try to minimize the waste during the manufacturing process to save our environment, to reduce the e-waste. Example of green computing, like if you will see, cloud computing is the best example of green computing, because in cloud computing we are taking hardware, software, everything is taken as a service. If suppose you have to just buy a desktop and you are connected with internet, you can do anything. In case of cloud computing, you don't need to buy individual hard disks, individual operating system, everything. It's like you are paying for your monthly usage of electricity. Same
Yep.
way, same way you can utilize the services provided by the cloud computing. The cloud computing is the best example through which you can save your environment and you can work very efficiently. So what is a thin client? Thin client is a computer or a computer program which depends heavily on some other computer to fulfill its traditional computational role. So
Yep.
thin computer is a computer or program that depends heavily. It means there is server. It depends on server. Server is nothing but a cloud service provider. They works like a server. Thin client is a regular computer, do not have hard drive, can run software with the help of server and connected to servers through the internet, yeah, network. So we don't need to, so instead of, see there are, if suppose there are 100 numbers of users, everyone buying a computer, either they require or not, every computer uses 100 GB memory. So if you are taking the service of cloud service provider, so you can use that space according to your requirement. Hard drive space, if you need 1 GB, 2 GB, or 100 GB or 50 MB, so according to your requirement, you can take service and you can use. So it will help to save the environment, because if unwanted equipment will be avoided to manufacture, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
So this is the example of thin terminal. There is various computer. Instead of providing every computer hard disk and memory, they are directly connected with the server, and whatever service they want, they can access through the internet. And this is the server which provides the services to all these thin client. So thin client computing is also a way of essentially maintaining computational services at a reduced total cost of ownership. So instead of buying, suppose there are various organization, instead of buying a heavy server and every computer connected with the hard disk and RAM, so instead, and various application software, so it will be very costly also to set up like this. So instead, they can use the service of cloud service provider instead of buying every other networking devices like
Yeah.
switch, router, and hard disk, heavy servers, all this. So most common type of modern thin client is low-end computer terminal, which concentrates solely on providing a graphical user interface to the end user.
End user.
So we will see in green computing how if we will not use green computing, how it can affect our environment. I mean, we will mainly see what are the computing equipment, which computing equipment is made of how many toxic material which can pollute our ears. So why we will study about green computing? Because computer energy is often wasteful, leaving the computer on when not in use. Whenever it says, see, if you are using your computer and for some, suppose 1 or 2 hours you are going for lunch, or you are busy in some other work, you should not leave it in you should not leave it in on condition. You should shut down, because there are various types of energy which is wasted, like fan consume power, screen saver consume power, so your electricity will be wasted. Printing is often wasteful.
Yep.
Next, how many of you print out your emails or meeting agendas, printing out partial drafts?
Yep.
For a paperless society, we tend to use more paper today than before computer prevalence. So nowadays, see, there are many, like suppose if you are going to travel by train, or you are going to travel by flight, so most often you are showing your ticket with the help of mobile only. You don't need to take the printout of your ticket and show. So that it will also save environment, because a lot of paper will be wasted in printing the
Yep.
ticket. So in the same way, we, as much possible, we should try to save our useful resources so future generation can use that.
Yep.
Pollution. So whenever we are manufacturing computers, so we'll see how it pollute our environment. So manufacturing, it depends on pollution arises, depends on manufacturing technique, packaging, disposal of computers and components. Toxicity. We will also see there are toxic material used in manufacturing of computers and components which can enter the food chain and water. So we'll see CPU usage, how much electricity. Generally CPU usage 120 watts, CRT usage 150 watts. And 8 hours of usage, 5 days a week, it requires 562 kilowatt. This is the electricity used by the computer, including CPU and CRT. Energy used comes from electrical current to turn the CPU, motherboard, memory, running the fan and spinning the disk. Monitor like CPU consumes more power than any other computer components. So your CRT is consuming so much electricity. Printer is also consuming so much energy. So whenever it is not needed, you should not leave your computer in running condition.
Yep.
If possible, shut down it whenever it is not in use to save electricity. Reducing energy consumption. So how we can reduce the energy consumption? Turn off the computer when it is not needed. Turn off the monitor when it is not in use. Use power saver mode. Use hardware or software with energy star label. It means we should buy the devices which have this kind of labeling, which signals this devices. This device can save the electricity or energy. Don't print unless necessary. If it is not required, try to use paperless technique. Use LCD instead of CRT, as they are more power efficient.
In this store. Yeah.
Manufacturing. So we will see here microchip fabrication has over 400 distinct steps which involve 4 general purpose phase. So there are 4 phases which is used in manufacturing of microchip: layering, oxidation, patterning, and etching. These are the 4 steps used in microchip fabrication. And in layering, application of thin layer of desired material, usually silicon or aluminum, is used. In oxidation process, changes the semi-conducting silicon layer into an insulating silicon dioxide layer. Patterning may carving of a dense mesh-like set of furrows into a layer. Etching may use of solvent or particle bombardment to alter the layer pattern. So these are the steps which is used in microchip this fabrication. And now we will see how much fuel, chemicals and water is used whenever we are manufacturing a computer components. Like if you are manufacturing computer chips, so fossil fuel used in manufacturing of computer chip is 94 kilo. Chemicals is 7.1 kilo. Water is 310 kilogram. Printed circuit board, yeah, PCB, is manufactured by using 14 kilo fossil fuel,
Wow.
14 kg chemical and 780 kg water.
Wow.
CRT monitor is manufactured by using 31.5 fossil fuel, 0.49 kg chemicals and 450 kg water. LCD monitors is manufactured by using 226 kg fossil fuel and 3.7 kg chemicals and 1290 kg water. So these are the components which are required to manufacture this electronic component. These are the things which is needed to manufacture electronic computer related components. Now, chemical element used in the computer in manufacture of computing components. So first chemical used is lead. We'll see how it is used. Lead used in soldering of printed circuit board. And if we are using lead in soldering of PCB and other component, it is also used in glass for CRT. CRT mein we are using lead. It is estimated that between 1997 and 2004, 1.2 billion tons of lead was used in computer components. And what was the problem? Lead can cause damage to the central and peripheral nervous system, blood system, kidney, endocrine system, and cause negative effect on child brain development. So these are the effects on human being. Lead accumulates in the environment and has toxic effect on plants, animals, and microorganisms. Electronics contributes 40% of the total amount of lead found in landfills and can make its way from landfills into water supplies. So this is very big percentage, right? 40% of landfills is the contribution of electronic manufacturing.
Yep.
Whenever we are manufacturing electronic component, yeah, whenever we are disposing our outdated electronic component, so overall contribution is 40%. So it's very bad news.
Yeah.
Chemical element. Next element is mercury. Mercury is used in batteries, switches, housing, PCB. Mercury is found in medical equipment, data transmission equipment, telecommunication equipment, and cell phones as well. It is estimated that 20%, 22% of the yearly use of mercury is in electrical and electronic equipment. And what is the problem faced due to mercury? Mercury spreads out in water, transforming into methylated mercury, which easily accumulate in living organism. It enters the food chain through fish that swim in polluted water. So methylated mercury can cause chronic brain damage. So
Yep.
it's very bad news, no? It how badly it affects human being and animals also,
Yep.
like fish. Other chemical that can be used in computing equipment is cadmium. Cadmium is used in registers for chips, infrared detectors, and in semiconductors. It is estimated that between 1997 to 2004, 2 million pounds of cadmium was used in computer components. And these are what are the problems due to cadmium? Cadmium is classified as toxic. These compounds accumulate in the human body, particularly the kidney. It is accumulated in kidney of the human body. Cadmium is absorbed through respiration and also food intake. Cadmium has a half-life of 30 years, so that cadmium can poison a human body slowly through human's life.
Yep, half-life.
Next, hexavalent chromium. It is used to treat steel plates, and it is estimated that between 1997 to 2004, 1.2 million pounds were used in computer components.
Yep.
And this lead to cancer and a number of other medical problems. Due to hexavalent chromium, cancer is generated.
Yep.
Plastics are found throughout the computer, largely from casing, but also internally to hold components together. 4 billion pounds of plastic were used to build computers and components between 1997 to 2004. So one specific form of plastic used is polyvinyl chloride, which is used in cabling and housing. So plastics in computer are often treated with flame retardant chemicals, particularly brominated flame retardant. These chemicals can act as endocrine disruptor and increase risk of several forms of cancer. Again, due to plastic, chances of cancer increases. So chemical elements found in computer and components in bulk is lead, tin, copper, silicon, carbon, iron, and aluminium. Now we will see disposal. Hello.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see disposal of this old electronic components. Consider that average computer lifespan is 2 years, which is
2
less
years.
than 2 years, which is less than, and life of cell phone is less than 2 years. Generally, whenever we are buying a cell phone, maximum
Yeah.
warranty period is 1 year. So 10 years
Yep.
ago, the lifespan of computer was 5 years. Between 1997 and 2004, it is estimated that 315 million computers became obsolete, outdated. 183 million computers were sold in 2004. New users
Yep.
in China and India will require the creation of new computers. So
Yep.
disposal of these devices constitute 20 to 50 million tons per year, about 5% of total waste of planet. So this waste is called e-waste, where we going to pull all of it.
Yep.
Landfill, you can see how electronic component and scraps are thrown in open air, and due to this, our air is polluted, our health is affected.
Yep.
Now we will see how to get rid of these problems. We will see what are the solution. First is reuse, recycle, refurbish, right? So reuse may we can donate our computer component to people who may not have or have less quality computers. Instead of throwing in open air, you can donate this to some institution that can use that old devices for learning purpose.
Yep.
For example, inner city school, churches, libraries, and third world countries. We can give it to some countries where people are not getting easily computing devices. Refurbish. Rather than discarding your computer when the next generation is released, just get a new CPU and memory chip, upgrade rather than replace. So you can use old component to refurbish new generation or new computing devices. While you will still be discarded some component. See, if suppose you are taking example of mobile, so there are many components inside the mobile device. So some components can be reused, some components cannot be reused, because if you use that component again, its performance will not be good. And like if you are using, suppose a ribbon, you are using ribbon cartridge of old printer in a new printer, so it will not work properly. So you can reuse or recycle the things that is possible. You cannot recycle or reuse everything in a new device. Are there adequate incentive to do this? government should encourage to the manufacturer or to the user for reuse and refurbish and to reduce the e-waste. And computer company encourage refurbishing and upgrading. So the government should play very big role to remove the e-waste, to reduce the e-waste and recycling of electronic components. Some kind of reward should be given, encouragement should be given, so people can use better way. Recycling. So reuse. There are three ways we can sort out the problem. First is reuse, second is refurbish, and third is recycling.
Recycle.
If companies can recycle the plastics and other components, this can greatly reduce waste and toxins. However, the hazardous materials in e-waste can harm the recycle worker if they do not properly protect it. So in underdeveloped countries, a lot of recycling chores are left up to the unprotected children, and developed countries now have facility for recycling e-waste. So usually developed countries having a recycling facility of e-waste, but underdeveloped country is not having that kind of technique. They are not using recycling option till now very effectively. To resolve this problem, computer manufacturer must start using recyclable chemicals.
Yep. Recycle.
Recyclable chemicals.
Recycle. That's fine. Yep. Recycle.
This is the rating of company that gives some kind of contribution in recycling and to reduce the e-waste.
Yep.
Nokia regained its top position for eliminating worst chemical from many products. But still, it is the this rating is taken in 2004. Now it is 2017.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of changes. Okay,
Yeah.
Dell is still among the top, but losses point for not having models free of worst chemicals.
Yeah.
Dell does not have any computer model, which is free of worst chemicals. Lenovo dropping down the rank for not having a clear global take back program. Sony Ericsson among the top with clear timeline to have products free of the worst chemical by 2008. It promised it will use the product which will not use any kind of worst chemicals till 2008. Acer standing still with improved chemical policies but no model free of worst chemicals. Need to improve on take back program. Apple top mover with concrete timeline to eliminate worst chemicals. HP is a free taller dropping down for failing to provide clear timeline for eliminating worst chemicals. Panasonic moving up for making available products free of worst chemicals. It is trying to make product which is worst chemical free. Sony is at the bottom of the rank for losing penalty point for inconsistent take back policies. See, this is the graph. Rank Nokia is number 1. March 2007, March 2000, June, March, December, August. So there is improvement in June 2000, March and June 2007. So you have learned how computing equipment affect our environment and how environment affects our computer equipment, right? Both way.
Yeah.
So we have studied policy procedure. We will see what is procurement, sustainability, environmental issue we have completed. we will see how to this problem escalation procedure. We will see documentation and this.
Yep.
And employee and employer responsibility has been done in last lecture, right? Portable appliance testing has been completed. Health and safety has been completed, I think, a little bit. Yeah, we will see one topic called this ergonomic and environmental issues. So we have done this in last lecture already, but very in very short way. So we will see what is ergonomic factors. Do you have any idea about ergonomic?
Um, ergonomic means different table design that uses less raw materials and might be made out of maybe it's about 40-50% made out of recycled material. So maybe like chairs, tables, um, cases. So maybe in the building a facility where there's air coming in, going out, there's a space. So something to do with making the environment more lively, but also safe and clean.
Yeah, it is mainly there should be a good coordination, we can say, between people and computing equipment by keeping in mind safety of the people who are working around. If any people is working on computer, how they can save their health. Ergonomic is the study of that. If you can do your work in a safe and secure way by using the ergonomic factors. So
Yep.
ergo means work, nomics means rule or law. Whenever you are working by law, by following some rules and regulation, your health will be safe and secure. So what is the purpose of ergonomics? Ergonomics help you to make the job safer by preventing injury and illness. If you will use the principle of ergonomics, so you can continue your job without getting injured and illness. Make job more pleasant by reducing physical and mental stress, because ergonomics in ergonomics we will study how we can keep ourselves fresh by doing some exercise and other activities, so our productivity will increase. No, make job more pleasant by reducing physical and mental stress, because it is some kind of exercise should be done regularly to remove the stress. And whenever people, employee will be less stressed, their productivity will increase. It improves the productivity, prevent loss, save money. These are the purpose of ergonomics. So ergonomic factors, generally this is the topic. No? There are two categories of ergonomic factor. One is environmental, second is physical. This is the topic of your syllabus. So
Yep.
environmental factor is it must affect, environmental factors may affect hearing, vision, general comfort and health. If suppose there is a sounding system which is very loud near your work area, so it will affect your hearing. If suppose some sunlight or some lighting inside the workspace is directly falling on your eyes, then it will affect your eye, or brightness of computer screen is very high, then
Yep.
also it will affect your eye. General comfort and health, your chair on which you are sitting, it should be very comfortable and adjustable. Some example of ergonomic environmental problem is indoor air quality, excessive noise, improper lighting, temperature extreme. If it is very hot, then it will be very, it will not be convenient to work properly.
Yep.
Improper lighting should be proper. There should be no, it should be very peaceful. There should be no noise, unwanted noise. Air quality, it should be very fresh area where air quality should be good. It should not be very polluted air. So these are the examples of ergonomic environmental problem. Physical, we will see physical factor. Physical stressor place pressure or stress on parts of the body like joint, muscles, nerves, tendons, bones. So how physical factors may it depends on our activity, our lifestyle, how we are using our electronics equipment, yeah, computing equipment, how we are sitting, how we are using. It depends, due to which our body will be affected. It depends on our lifestyle. So, due to this, joint, muscle, nerves, tendons, and bones will be affected. And these injuries are sometimes referred to as repetitive strain injury,
Yep.
RSI. What is repetitive strain injury? Whenever we are doing any work repeatedly.
Yep.
So, suppose I am a this computer typist. So, I am using my finger continuously typing. So
Yep.
we should be positioned in such a way our hand should not be affected. Otherwise, there will be a injury in my
Yep.
hand if I do continuously work in improper way. So
Yep.
repetitive strain injuries are cumulative, occurring gradually over a period of week, month, or years because you are doing continuously work. This is your repetitive work. You cannot avoid that. So if suppose some problem occurs, it will grow day by day because you cannot avoid that. Trauma. Trauma, bodily injury to nerves, tissues, tendons, and joints. So due to this, body, this nervous system will be affected, joints will be affected, tissues will be affected. Disorder, physical ailments or abnormal condition.
Yep.
So these are the problems that occurs due to repetitive strain injuries.
Yep.
Risk factors. The main risk factors for offices related to repetitive strain energy is repetition, awkward position or posture, excessive pressure or force. Another risk factor for RSI would be vibration.
Yep.
Repetition. Majority of this RSI are caused by repetitive motion that could not result in injury. That would not result in injury if only performed once. Thousands of keystroke typing. If you are a computer typist, whole day you are typing.
Yep.
Hours of filling, day after day. It means if suppose you are doing some form filling activity or anything, so it will be whole day process. Stamping dozens of paper, you are just stamping paper whole day. So it will affect your, it will affect on your hand. Frequent lifting. If you are frequently, you are lifting some any object in improper way, this will also affect your body. Repeated motion with mouse, these are the risk factors. If you are doing all this activity without taking care of your health, yeah, in improper way, then it will create the risk of your health issue.
Yep.
Awkward position. If you are working in front of computer and you are not sitting in neutral position, you are leaning forward at your desktop, typing with wrist at an odd angle, raising shoulders while typing, reaching to use mouse, twisting neck to look at monitor or phone, lifting objects from below waist or above shoulders. So these are the awkward position. You should try to avoid all these positions. You should not. You should sit straight in front of your desk, and you should typing with wrist at an odd angle. So you should try to type in comfortable zone. You should. It should be at 90 degree, raising shoulder while typing. So overall, your body posture should be neutral and it should be straight and it should be comfortable. Excessive force, typing with too much force, or pounding the keys, stamping, lifting heavy boxes of paper, carrying office equipment. So these are the improper way through which you can face the health issue. Now, what is the good news? See, prevention strategy, how we can prevent health issue by using the principle of ergonomics. The elbow should be at a comfortable angle while hanging at the sides from shoulders. Shoulders should remain relaxed in a lowered position while typing. Mouse should be at the same level as the keyboard. Avoid unsupported mouse reach. It means it should be within the reach. Your mouse should be very close to you. Keyboard should be closer. So you should not give extra effort to reach to your devices like keyboard and mouse. So it should be reachable from easily reachable. Prevention strategy: avoid leaning forward at your desktop. Maintain natural S curve of your spine. Support lower back pain. Keep feet supported on floor or use a foot rest.
Yep.
So this is the technique through which you can prevent health issues. Avoid typing with wrist at an odd angle. Keep them in a neutral position, not bent up or down or side to side.
Yep.
Keyboard should be slightly lower than normal desk height. Right? Use an adjustable keyboard tray. If it is not low enough, try raising your chair height. Prevent your legs from dangling by using a footrest. Adjust your chair. Most people never adjust the new adjustable chair. So your chair should be adjustable in such a way you can stretch your body. You can, whenever you read, you can bend. You can move back side. You can stretch your. You can give support to your back. Do not pound the keys. Use a light touch. It means whenever you are typing, you should not give very much pressure on your finger to type. You should do this typing activity very light way. Use two hands to perform double key operation like Control plus C and Alt plus F instead of twisting one hand to do it. Position frequently used equipment so that you don't have to reach for it. It means whatever equipment you need frequently, you should keep it nearby your nearby you. In such a way, you should not give effort to reach that equipment. Place monitors in front of you, not off at an angle. Take lots of breath to stretch and relax. Recommended. Take always, if you are working on a computer, you should try to take a break, a 15 minutes break for every hour of computer use. Hold the mouse lightly. Keep your hands and arms warm. Okay. Pay attention to the signal your body provides you. Whenever you feel any kind of problem, any kind of inconvenience, so you should always pay attention. You should not ignore. Otherwise, it will increase. Your problems will increase.
Yeah, they do.
Like if your neck hurts at work, examine your body position to try to figure out what might be causing the soreness. Are you holding your neck at an awkward angle while you type or talk on phone? Are you overextending your reach? Is your reaching arm unsupported? If you are experiencing symptom of RSI such as tingling or numbness in the hands or fingers, pain in finger, hand, wrists, or even shooting up into the arms or forearms, loss of strength or coordination in the hands, numbness or discomfort in the hands that wakes up you at the night. So whenever you feel all this problem, you should immediate see is you are sitting properly, your posture is right, and you should all if suppose there is some problem, serious problem, you should consult to doctor immediately before increasing that problem. Eye strain. Position monitor at a comfortable distance. Avoid glare. Adjust brightness and contrast. Keep screen clear of dust. Look up and away. Every few minutes, you should not continuously see on the screen. Sometimes, after some time, should look here and there to avoid continuous staring on the screen. Focus on object at different distances to exercise your eye muscles. So
Yep.
by using these techniques, you can avoid the eye strain problem. You
Yep.
can protect yourself from eye strain problem. Clean your eyeglasses. You should clean your eyeglass properly. Next, ergonomic products. There are a variety of affordable, adjustable ergonomic products available on market, including keyboard and keyboard trays, wrist rest, foot rest, mouse pads, chairs, adjustable desks, glare screens. So these are the ergonomic products which are available in market for comfortable of people who are working on a computer. Now we will see some posture in this diagram. See this office horror. In this diagram, you can see this cross sign shows this kind of setting is not convenient for user, or it may create problem. If your sitting position is like this, lighting is in front of you, your posture is, you are not straight in front of computer, your chair is your chair is not providing back support, your leg is not in restful way, it is not properly, you cannot stretch your leg or back. So these are the improper posture or habit through which you can face the health issue in the office. And this is the correct way. You should always sit straight, and your chair should be very comfortable. You can see here, you can give support to your back, and you can keep your leg very comfortably. You can stretch it, and your eyes and this monitor computer device are in a straight way. You don't need to give effort to look on the computer. Yeah, your mouse and keyboard are very closer to you. You can easily do your activity without giving
Yep.
pressure on your hand. So, and lighting is also not directly falling on your eyes. So these are the position through which you can. These are the facts that ergonomics tell you how to sit, how to use computing equipment to avoid health issues. These are the some. These are the some. And so these are the some exercise that you should do to avoid the health issues.
Yep.
Why there is so much noise?
Oh, that's the kitchen. Sorry, let me just close the door.
Okay.
Is that any better?
Yeah, no, it's fine. So I think we have done almost this part, right?
Yep.
This portion has been almost covered. Ergonomics factor has been minimizing risk to user and equipment. We will see this part, ESD part, electrostatical
Yep.
charge. Let's see safety and environmental issues. So there are two things we should remember about the computer. They are electrical machine made of many points of failure. They contain a number of components that are not friendly to environment. In this section, we will learn how to identify potential hazards, how to deal with them, and how to how to be eco-friendly technician.
Yep.
Mainly in this we will see what is electrostatic discharge. So accidents can be avoided by identifying hazards in advance. Obviously, if you will identify what are the dangerous things about you, what are the hazards surround you, so you will try to avoid that. So obviously, accident will not happen. The accident can be avoided by identifying hazards in advance. One of the best way to do this is to always read MSDS information when available. What is MSDS? Do you heard about this MSDS? Material
MSDF. No.
Safety Document Sheet. MSDS, full form of MSDS. It is very important, this term. You should remember this because maybe in exam it can be asked. What is the full form of MSDS? What do you understand by MSDS? What is the role of MSDS? Okay.
Yeah.
So MSDS is Material Safety Data Sheet. It contains all the materials which can be hazardous and how we can prevent this. And what computer equipment contains what kind of usage, what kind of material, and what can be its effect on the human body or environment. So hazardous material come with material safety data sheet that provides a variety of information for handling the material. So whenever you are confused about anything, if this component is dangerous, yeah, if this element is dangerous, material is dangerous for environment as well as the people who are working around, so you should refer to material safety data set. So it provides a variety of information for handling the material. This can include physical data, toxicity, health effects, first aid, reactivity, storage, disposal, protective equipment, and spill or leak procedures. It
Yep.
is important to read this information before using hazardous products. So whenever you are using any hazardous products, please refer to MSDS, Material Safety Data Sheet, to understand better about the product. It is also a good idea to keep these documents and make them easily accessible in case of accident. If suppose some accident happens, if you have this material, you can refer the hazard. You can refer this to sort out the problem that occurs due to hazardous material, because this sheet contains all hazardous materials, what can be the problem faced by that, and what are the possible solution. So if you have MSDS document, if something happens, you can sort out that problem with the help of this document, MSDS. So we'll see electrostatic discharge. We already have seen a little bit about electrostatic discharge, right? Electrostatic discharge can be harmful to electronic component and cause them to fail. We have already studied that whenever we are cleaning internal components inside the CPU, internal components, electronic components of a computer, we should always use soft cloth. Yeah, we should use anti-electrostatic brush, or we should use anti-electrostatic vacuum cleaner, right?
Yep.
So electrostatic discharge why we are using that? Because electrostatic discharge can be harmful to electronic component and cause them fail. If we are directly touching anything inside the computer, so our body will be connected with that. It will make a circuit, closed circuit.
Yeah.
So that will, because of that, there will be that component may be failed. So low humidity, walking across carpet, and appliance motors are some of the common generator of ECD. So see, whenever we are working on a generally computer lab should be placed in a room which should not be very high humidity, or which should not be very low humidity. It should be in medium. Temperature should be medium. There should be if it is very high, if humidity in the room where your computing equipment is placed is very high or humidity is very low, it will be not good for computing equipment. Okay. So
Yeah.
low humidity, walking across the carpet, and appliance motor are factor, a generator of electrostatic discharge. Metal oxide semiconductor devices are particularly sensitive to ESD. So it may be asked what kind of devices are sensitive to electrostatic discharge. So generally, all the devices which are made of metal oxide semiconductor, they are sensitive to ESD. Metal oxide semiconductor devices are particularly sensitive to electrostatic discharge, and special care should be taken around them. Whenever we are handling that kind of devices, we should take care about the ESD. Otherwise, they can be damaged. Prevention method used to prevent damage. Using grounding strap when working on the inside of a computer. Grounding straps are connected to technician wrist. We can use anti-electrostatic wristwatch. So grounding strap are connected to technician wrist, and you can ground the wrist strap to the earth pin on a wall socket. Removing, and whenever you are working on a inside component, internal component of the computer, if you are wearing any kind of jewelry, metallic jewelry, you should remove that. Use anti-static mat. If you are taking out internal component, you should place that component on anti-static mat. Before working on the inside of a computer, touching the chassis of computer while plugged into a grounded outlet can prevent ESD. Anti-static sprays can be applied to floors, computers, and work surfaces. Where you are working, you should use anti-static sprays to avoid the problem due to electrostatic discharge. A humidifier can be used to keep the humidity above 50%. I told that humidity should not be very low as well as it should not be very high. So 50% humidity or above the 50%, it's okay. And ESD, electrostatic wrist strap, should never be worn when working with high voltage equipment such as monitors. Monitor is an example of high voltage equipment. So whenever we are using ESD wrist strap, we should not work with the monitor. When transporting or storing them, computer components should be placed in an anti-static foam or in an anti-static bag. Whenever you want to carry your computer component from one place to another place by using some transportation media, then you should use anti-static bag to keep your computer components. Next, electricity. A computer needs a clean electricity source in order to work properly. I told you UPS, we are using UPS, we are using surge suppressor, right?
Yep.
Electric surge suppressor to avoid the fluctuation of electricity. So with the help of UPS and surge suppressor, we can avoid the fluctuation of light, and our computing equipment getting a clean and uniform amount of current. So a computer needs a clean electricity source in order to work properly. By clean, we mean source that is not clogged with spikes or dips in the current. And there should be no fluctuation. Here, mean of clean is there should be no fluctuation in the current. Amount of current which is supplied to our computing equipment should be constant and uniform. Spikes are of particular concern because they are not only destroy your computer, they can kill you in some situation. Electrical spikes or surges can cause damage to system components or even data loss. Surge suppressor, we have already studied surge suppressor can prevent minor variance in power and provide a stable stream of electricity to the unit. But they are not very useful for large surge. If suppose there is a small fluctuation, then surge suppressor is good idea. But if there is a large fluctuation in current, then surge suppressor will not work. In that case, you can use UPS. So computer equipment should be unplugged from the wall during the electrical storm. If suppose there is a high fluctuation in the voltage or in the current, then you should always unplug your computing equipment from the wall during the electrical storm to prevent equipment damage and injury. Also keep in mind that not all power strips are surge suppressor, even though they look the same. It may be possible your power strips looks like they are surge suppressor, but actually they are not. So UPS, uninterruptible power supplies. It provides power to devices connected to it for a period of time in the event of power loss or sag for a long enough to gracefully shut down the computer and avoid the data loss. If suppose power is cut, there is outage of power outage, then in that case UPS will help you to save your data if you are working on it, and it you can shut down properly your system. Unnecessary peripherals such as scanners, printers should not be connected to a UPS because they can overload it, right? UPS is used for emergency purpose. So if you will connect your peripheral devices also like scanner, printer, so your UPS power will not be properly used. It can be used by overall power will be used by scanner and printer. So
Yeah.
whenever you need it cannot be better utilized. Monitors and power supplies, including printers, should not be open unless you are qualified to work on them. Always remember monitors. Never open monitors unless you are well qualified. You know properly. You have good knowledge, experience, because inside the monitor there is a capacitor which stores the voltage, deadly voltage up to 30,000 volt can be stored inside their capacitor for a long time after you turn them off. If you turn off your computer, your monitor contains register which stores the voltage. Its voltage is approximately 30,000 volt. And whenever you shut down your computer, still there is a voltage stored in the capacitor, and if you will open your monitor immediately, it can be dangerous for you.
Yep.
Leave monitor repair to professionals or simply replace a bad monitor or power supply with a new one. It is not worth your life to try to fix one of these. It means you should not take risk with your life. If you have good knowledge, then you can try. But if you are not aware about this, you don't have any experience, you don't have any knowledge how to repair and how to handle these devices, then better you replace your bad monitor or power supply with new one, because nothing is important than your life. In the event that you suffer an electrical fire, you must only use Class C or Class ABC fire extinguisher. See, in exam, if there is kind of objective question, they can ask, if there is electrical fire, what kind of electric fire extinguisher is used. So always remember to handle electrical fire, always use Class C or Class ABC fire extinguisher. You should keep one of these handy around computer equipment. You should always keep in your lab or in your work area where you are working on computer or computing equipment. At least there should be Class C or Class ABC fire extinguisher. Next, a number of computer components listed below contain toxic chemicals, as we have already studied, right? Should be recycled. For example, laptop batteries are highly toxic and should always be recycled. Do not let old battery just sit around. If battery is ruptured or broken, do not handle it as the chemicals are dangerous. Computer monitors also contains highly toxic chemicals and they should be recycled as well. Okay. Toner and inkjet cartridge don't contain any harmful chemicals, but they are not biodegradable and are piling up in landfills. Most printer manufacturers have some sort of cartridge recycling program, and some of them will even save you money on your new cartridge. So you can check with your printer manufacturer for recycling of inkjet cartridge, because they are not biodegradable.
Yep.
If you will throw it in the air somewhere, so it will generally pile up in the form of landfills. Make sure that when you open a laser printer, you avoid the fusure until it has had time to cool down, as it can result in severe burn. Whenever you are working on over your laser printer, so first you should make sure it is cooled down. Then only you work with that. Otherwise, you can burn. If immediately you are working with laser printer, you are handling a laser printer, trying to repair it. If you need to recycle components, there are many companies that specialize in this type of disposal and recycling. Sometimes even your local garbage service is required to take these items off your hand. So you can call them and find out for recycling of electronic components. So your battery is very dangerous, monitor is very dangerous, and laser printer is also dangerous. I mean, it's future, right? Whenever you are opening a laser printer, you should avoid the future. Otherwise, you will feel severe burn. Protecting data. If you are not backing up your data and a hard drive fails, data is not necessarily lost, but if you have up to $25,000 to pay to recover service, suppose if your hard drive fails, so if you are ready to pay $25,000, so maybe you can recover your data, but it's not necessary, right? The data is not necessarily lost. Not if you have up to $25,000 to pay a recovery service that may or may not be able to get your data back. This is why it is so important to set up regularly scheduled backup of important data. In the old days, this was difficult because Windows NT, for example, could only backup data to an expensive tape drive, and scheduling was a complicated command line procedure. But now, Windows operating systems are very user friendly, so you can take easily backup, and you can, if some problems occurs, you can restore. Okay, so always if you are making any, if you are solving any problem related to your computer, the first step is you should take the backup, and then you should experiment with your computing devices.
Yep.
Next, reporting. All accidents involves injury or damage should be immediately reported to a supervisor or manager. Furthermore, the incident should be well documented. If suppose some incident or some accident happens, the first step is you should inform to supervisor or manager. Second step is what incident occurs, it should be documented to avoid to refer to future, because you can refer that document in future to avoid that kind of damage. This is important not only for establishing safety history and trends, but may be an important piece of documentation from a legal standpoint. So this is the safety and environmental issues. We have studied ergonomics. We have also studied PAD, portable appliance testing, and let's see. I think we'll see next what is this procurement. We will see procurement, buying and selling of computers. Procurement and purchasing issues. So procurement process are made up of activities that are taken place each time a piece of IT equipment needs servicing.
Yep.
One second, we should increase the font size to be easy to see. So what is the procurement process? It is a set of activities that are taken place each time a piece of IT equipment needs servicing. Okay. Separate procurement can be discerned as a life cycle, which starts with the requirement determination, This proceeds through specific activities involved with buying the product or servicing the product. This procedure is completed prior to the contract agreement when all the terms are met. Each piece of equipment has to own an individual copy of this process.
Yep. Procurement.
So, for procurement, first step is requirement determination. Requirement determination is the act of deciding the different requirement a product would have. It can be from a business standpoint where the specification and approval would need to proceed for procurement process. This also includes certain sub-process, for example, organizing team of employees, using cost benefit or any other technique which analyze and justify how to spend money in certain situation or highlight possible alternative or risk involved with procurement process. So we will observe all these factors before buying any computing equipment. We should first see what is our requirement. We can take quotation. We can see what are the factors that can affect this. We should study risk factors. Next, acquisition is the act of evaluating and deciding which supplier are appropriate and finishing the procurement arrangement for a specific products.
Yep.
This entails identification for alternative sources and communication. It means requisition forms, order forms, and also negotiation contract agreement with supplier. All this should be done. We should first just find out the equipment. We should take quotation from various vendors. Then we should negotiate price, and we should check the quality of products, and we should see what is the how efficient that product is, how that product is energy efficient, and what is the lifetime of that product, what can be the risk factor with that product. All this factors should be considered whenever we are buying any, we are involved in buying any computing equipment. Next, contract fulfillment is the process of coordinating all known activities involved with contract agreements and meeting the term of those contracts. This includes managing orders, acceptance or declination of certain product or services, installing new systems or administration work. Admin work could include warranty management or disposing of assets which are a detriment to the company. So these are the procurement. Whenever procurement issues or purchasing issues, whenever we are buying some new computing equipment, so we should take care of all these issues. Now we'll see what are the topic. Yeah, documentation and problem escalation procedure. So these are the steps how we can sort out the problem of any computer related issues.
Yep.
As a computer technician, you should follow some procedure whenever you are trying to sort out some problem. So these are the troubleshooting process. The first step is you should identify the problem. Second step is you should try to find out the theory of probable causes. Yeah, it means what are the reason of this problem. Next, you should try to evaluate that region. I mean, you should try to verify if this region is correct or some other region of this problem. To test the theory to determine the cause. Second, next is establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. verify full system functionality, and if applicable, implement preventive measures, document finding, action, and outcomes. These are the steps of troubleshooting. So we will see that. First step is identify the problem. Follow an organized, and generally whenever we are troubleshooting any problem, so we should follow an organized and logical procedure. Eliminate variable one at a time. It means whenever we are finding any problem, we should try to resolve that problem one by one. Okay, eliminate variables one at a time. Troubleshooting is a skill that is refined over time. Yani troubleshooting skill is obtained after a experience. After first and last steps involve effectively communicating with the customers. First and last step. First is whenever you want to identify the problem, you should ask the various kinds of questions with the customers. So you should have a very good communication skill to understand the exact problem by question answer session with the customer, and after sorting out the problem, again you should be in contact of customer to find out if that customer is happy, yeah, is he satisfied with the solution that you provide. Yeah, that solution is for time being, or it is consistent.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, yep.
Next, data protection. So whenever you are working on a computer, if suppose some computer is shut down, not working, not starting properly, or not responding to any activity, then first step is data protection. So before troubleshooting problem, always follow the necessary precaution to protect data on a computer. If you are unsure that a backup has been done, do not attempt any troubleshooting activities until the following are verified. You should find out last date of backup. You should find out what are the contents of the backup, data integrity of the backup, availability of all backup media for data restore. So before starting troubleshooting activity, you should find out all this. You should verify all this detail. When last backup was taken, what are the contents which are taken in the backup? Is it was a user data, or is it backup was only system image file? So you should verify that, and you should also verify how is that backup is corrupted, or is it actual file that the user is expecting. Data integrity, it means backup should not be corrupted, right? Whatever data is taken as a backup, it should be accurate data, it should not be modified. So integrity of data taken as a backup should be maintained. And backup is taken on external device, on internal some other hard drive. So and is that backup media is available or not? So you should verify all these facts before starting troubleshooting activity. And if no backup can be created, ask the customer to sign a release form. If suppose this is verified and no backup is taken, and you are unable to take any backup, then you should, before starting the troubleshooting activity, you should ask for sign on a release form to the customer.
Yes, yes.
Troubleshooting process steps. Next, we will see troubleshooting process steps. So during the troubleshooting process, gather as much information from the customer as possible, but always be respectful. It means you should look very professional and decent. It should not be like you are going and accessing some personal file of customer, and asking some in a personal question, or some you are accessing some personal file. So this kind of activity should not be performed by technician. So you should follow the following strategy whenever you are performing troubleshooting activity. First, you start with open-end question to the customer, what actually problem occurs. So you can ask like, what was the last time when your computer was last time in working condition? Like this, you can ask the open-end question, and continue using closed-end question, like in the form of yes, no. And Then document the response. Whatever question you are asking with the customer, you should note down that question and answer that was given by the customer. So you should make document of that response, question answer, and verify the customers. And you can verify whatever customer is telling when computer was last working and what are the backup taken and what was the problem when computer was started and stop working. So you can verify customer's description with the various log file. Like you can verify customer's description with the event viewer, device manager, beep ports, BIOS information, and diagnostic tools. So these are the application through which you can verify if customer is describing about the problem is actually same problem or something else. Step 2. Establish a theory of probable cause. Create a list of most common reasons why error would occur. Start with the easiest or most obvious cause at the top.
Sorry,
Device.
one minute.
What happened?
Sorry, 1 minute. Hi, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Phone.
Yeah. So once we will find out all the possible problem from the during the question answer session and by using various application like event viewer and device manager, BIOS information, diagnostic tools.
Yeah.
So next step will be establish a theory of probable cause. We will find out the reason of not working the system.
Yep.
Yeah, what can be the reason of problem. So for that, we will create a list of most common reason by why errors would occur. Start with the easiest and most obvious cause at top. Maybe, for example, computer is not starting. If you are pressing on power button, it's not working. So maybe there is some problem in power supply. So you can start from there. You should check the power supply button and you should check this connection from wire connection which is connected with your computer. So step by step you should start from very easy cause to next level of causes. So first we will check device is turned off, surge protector is turned off, power switch for an outlet is turned off, loose external cable connection, non-bootable disk in floppy drive, incorrect boot order in BIOS. Maybe your in BIOS setting, your first boot option is CD, and you are starting your computer with your hard disk. So maybe that kind of problem occurs in BIOS settings. So you should step by step you should check all these options. Next, test the theory to determine the cause. Step 3 is test the theory to determine the cause. If suppose device is powered off, so you should try to resolve this problem. So you should check if surge protector is turned off. You should check if boot order is proper or not. You should check is this floppy drive contains bootable disk or non-bootable disk. So all these done step by step. To determine exact cause by testing the theories of probable cause one at a time, because there may be many causes of problem, right? There are a large number of causes, so it can be any cause. So you should check one by one, and you should start from quickest and easiest. So after identifying an exact cause of the problem, determine the steps to resolve the problem. So if the exact cause of problem has not been determined after all theories have been tested, establish a new theory of probable cause and test it. If suppose you assume that this may be the particular cause of this problem, so you should try to solve the problem by using the solution of that problem. And if again it's not solved, then you should try to find out some other regions of that problem, and you should try to solve it some other way. Step 4. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. After the exact cause of problem is determined, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Sometimes quick procedures can determine the exact cause of the problem or even correct problem. If a quick procedure do not correct the problem, further research is needed to establish the exact cause. And you can divide the larger problem into smaller problems that can be analyzed and solved individually.
Establish and work with a plan.
Verify full system functionality and if applicable implement preventive measure, because if you are not performing full system functionality, maybe whatever solution you find, it can affect some other activity. Now, because every batch operation has some side effect. If you are sorting one problem, it may be possible some other problem has been created, some other side effect has been created, negative side effect. So whenever you are sorting any problem, you should verify the full system functionality, not only the problem. Not only try to solve the particular problem, you should try to verify full system is working properly or not. If applicable, implement preventive measure. Verify full system functionality and implement any preventive measure if needed. Ensure that you have not created another problem while repairing the computer. It means whenever you are solving any problem, you should ensure there is no negative side effect on other activity of the computer while repairing the computer. Document finding, actions and outcomes. So discuss the solution with customers. Have the customer confirm that problem has been solved. Document the process like problem description, steps to resolve the problem, component used in repair. Okay. Next, storage example is if there is a storage problem. So storage device problem can be due to loose or incorrect cable connection, incorrect drive and media format, or incorrect jumper and BIOS setting. So there are some problems and there are causes of problems. Okay. Next, if suppose there is a problem in motherboard and internal components, what can be the cause of problems in motherboard and internal components? It can be due to incorrect or loose cables. First step of any problem can be loose or incorrect cable connection. Failed component, maybe internal component of computer is failed. Incorrect drivers, maybe you are installing incorrect drivers. For example, if suppose you are connecting a digital camera with your CPU, with your computer, and if you are not installing correct driver for that camera, so maybe that camera will not work properly, right? So you should always check for incorrect drivers, corrupted updates, and you are not updating frequently your window operating system or your any device that you are using, like it may be a camera, it may be your keyboard, mouse. So always some new release of driver software is updated frequently, so you should always update driver software and any software related to your hardware equipment. Power supply problem, it may occur due to fault power supply, loose connection and inadequate wattage. Next is CPU and memory problems. So it can be due to faulty installation, incorrect BIOS setting, inadequate cooling and ventilation, and compatibility issue. These are the reasons due to which CPU and memory problem can arise. Next, component protection and storage. You need to protect your computing environment from any kind of power surge or power sags, as either of these events can cause severe damage to your system. So many things outside the control of normal folks cause sags and surges, such as electrical brownout or blackout, spikes on electrical grid, lighting, and electromagnetic interference. This can be the cause of sag and surge. Characteristics of safe workplace. So you can go through this slide. Your workplace should be clean, organized, and proper. and you should handle your computing equipment in proper way, uh, and old computing components should be disposed or recycled properly. Any component which contains hazardous materials, safety guidelines. Most companies requires reporting if any injuries, including description of safety procedure not followed. So whenever any accident happens, so you should make report, because companies may require that report for action or for safety in future. Damage to equipment may result in claims for damage for customers, for damage from customers. Types of safety guidelines like general, electrical, fire. These are the types of inferences: electrostatic discharge, electromagnetic inference, power fluctuation, power protection. Okay, shall I stop? I think 2 hours has been completed.
Uh,
Yeah, tell me.
yeah, we can stop there for today. Thank you.
So I think this week has been completed, no? 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now we'll do on Monday, right?
Uh, yeah, we can start on. So, which days shall we do it? Monday,
Monday.
Tuesday.
Yeah. You require 1 hour daily, na?
Yes.
Because it's
So could we?
theoretical subject, no? It will be very heavy. 2 hours, in fact, is not very good. Because for theoretical subject, 1 hour is enough. Maybe you want daily 1 hour, it's okay.
Yeah,
Because it's not good to take 2 hours.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
you will not concentrate on that. It will be boring.
yeah.
So if you want daily, I can give you daily lecture, daily 1 hour. It depends on you. Because when is your exam? Exactly how much time do you have for exam and assignment? So we can
Well,
plan according to that.
assignments are handed in every Friday. So
Okay.
tomorrow I have to give in. So what we can do is we can do Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
No problem.
Is that
So,
fine? Is that okay with you?
yeah.
Tuesdays,
Yeah,
Wednesdays,
and
and
Thursday.
Thursdays.
Yeah, I'm
And
okay with that.
if you if there is any issues, for example, you're ill or you have to go away, or if you're busy, then
Yeah,
we can make up the hour the next day.
yeah, correct.
If that's okay. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at the same time.
Yeah, same time. So are you prepared
Okay.
with your assignment?
Yeah, I have prepared something and I will continue to work on it
So how much
today.
assignment you have completed? Which assignment you
Uh,
have completed?
well, I have completed the first two.
One second. Let me
So we're
check.
looking at P1 and
This one also has been completed. Maintaining system.
yeah, it's I think on page 3. I think.
Page 3. One second. This one.
Yeah,
This,
that's the one. So we can see on the left hand side is P1, P2,
P2. So you have completed this one, right? P1, P2.
P1 and P2. Yeah. So now I'm looking at working on P3.
Yeah.
Uh,
Planning
and a lot
technique.
of
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of the P1 and P2 actually covered P4 and a bit
Yeah.
of P6 as well.
Okay.
So that is so that's good. So P3 is I'm looking at because that's a bit difficult. We're doing the past tasks first.
Okay. Okay.
Past
So
tasks.
when you have to submit this one, P3?
This one we P1, 2, 3 submit tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'll be working on it
Next
today.
Friday. Next Friday, you have to submit this one, P3, right?
Yeah. So
Because,
I'll be
yeah.
submitting. Sorry.
Because I think these two topics has been completed in 2 lectures, right? Issues,
Yep.
organization, consider planning, computer system maintenance. I just completed this. Assess health and safety risk of facing the practitioner when maintaining computer system. So this topic has been finished. In next lecture, I will try to cover in such a way you should be able to do this P3.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Right. Have a good day. Any doubt?
No, that's fine. That's
Are you
good.
okay with lecture?
Yep, it's really good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.